This area of Kenya is Maasai. It's a specific subculture within Kenya, but what you find when you get to know them, and particularly in Nairobi and Kapisa in this area, is a very tight-knit, warm community. In Nairobi, where we first became connected, they really didn't have a water source. The only water source they had was seasonal. And basically what happened was some people in the community dug a pit. They dug a hole in the ground that rainfall ran off into. So the problem is you have a lot of bacteria. So there are times of the year when diseases like cholera, typhoid, serious diseases that have to do with drinking water, contaminated water. Well, that's a seasonal water source in Narrabó, and then months of the year where it just goes away. So when it goes away, they have to come the 4 miles through this mountain and following passes to get to the water source that is in Kapisa. And it's the same thing as that pit, just bigger. So we have been here many times to look at possible solutions to get water. And what we wanted to do was to drill a well. And so we drilled 1,000 feet, which is very deep, and it came up dry. At that point that we thought that God was leading us to not just consider a safe water solution for Narrabó, but also to people of Kapisa and the other communities that are in between those communities. So we put a pump in the impoundment where we had designed a system to take the groundwater and treat it. We're taking that water and pumping it to a pre-treatment basin, and we're adding a chemical called alum at the inflow to the basin, so that as the water moves, it takes several hours to go through the length of the basin. So as it moves through the basin, what happens is the material, the sediment, the solids in the water, they join together and then they settle to the bottom and the water becomes clear. Once we have the water clear, we pump it up to a filtration system. So we put it through a 3-stage filter, make sure all of the large organisms and any remaining sediment is removed, and then we add chlorine. Chlorine kills any bacteria that remain in the water. So now we have water that's clear and safe. Anybody can drink it. It's the same kind of treatment methodology process that's used in Western countries and in the United States. So once it's treated, we pump it up to storage tanks at the top of the highest point in this region. And from there we flow through about 10 kilometers, which is 6 to 7 miles of pipe, to 2 communities, Kapisa to the north and Narrabó to the southeast. So now we're delivering water from this pond, which originally is very muddy and contaminated, that's absolutely clear and safe. First time in the history of this area, they have had safe water to drink. Walk into a village anywhere in East Africa, Kenya, in this area, and one of the first things that's going to happen is children are going to come running. They're going to come running because they're so curious. They're beautiful children. They're just like children in America, except that these children drink water that makes them very sick and kills them. And so when you're standing in a community and there are hundreds of children that are all around looking at you, and you know that if nothing is done in 12 months, some of those children are not going to be there. So the situation drives you, it compels you, because you know we can fix this. Working with them, working with the community, partnering with them, we can change this.